Sa bawat kwento ng pag-unlad ay may mga institusyong nagsusulong nito. Institusyong nagbabahagi at tumutugon sa mga hamon ng panahon.
PCAARRD supports S&T Human Resource Development. Nagsusulong ito ng mga programa na naglalayong mapaunlad at mapayaman ang kakayahan ng mga researchers natin sa bansa at mga empleyadong katulad ko for better delivery of S&T products and services.
Sinusuportahan namin ang ating mga dalubhasa na kaisa natin upang ang ating bansa.
Tumutulong kami na maging makabuluhan ang mga teknolohiya upang magbigay ng karagdagang kabuhayan sa ating mga mamamayan.
Nagbibigay kami ng mga bagong kaalaman at teknolohiya na gagabay sa pagkalinga ng ating kalikasan at magpapaunlad sa kabuhayan ng mga magsasaka at mangingisda.
Isinusulong namin ang paggamit ng agham at teknolohiya bilang pagsagot sa mga hamon ng lipunan.
Kasama ninyo ang DOST-PCAARRD sa pagpapaunlad ng sektor ng agrikultura, aquatica at pangisdaan at likas na yaman. Sa gabay ng agham at teknolohiya, kami ay nakatuon sa pagpapataas ng produksyon ng pagkain, sa pagpapabuti ng kalidad ng pamumuhay lalo sa kanayunan, sa pag-aalaga at pagpapatatag ng ating kalikasan, at sa pagpapalakas ng kapasidad at pamamalakad sa pananaliksik at pag-unlad. Ang DOST-PCAARRD ay nangunguna sa pagbibigay ng kakayanan sa pagsasaka, aquatica at pangisdaan, at panglikas na yaman upang makipagsabayan ng sektor sa pandaigdigang pamantayan.
Narito po ang DOST-PCAARRD upang tulungan ang ating mga magsasaka, mangingisda at ang nasa sektor ng likas na yaman sa pamamagitan ng agham at teknolohiya. Isinasagawa ng DOST-PCAARRD ang aming mga programa sa pamamagitan ng pakikipag-ugnayan sa iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno, state universities and colleges at mga international partners. Ito ang DOST-PCAARRD. Kami ang DOST-PCAARRD.
Good day! Welcome to the 11th anniversary celebration of the PCAARRD-PCAAARRD Consolidation. Before we begin the celebration, join us as we pray, followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Il Signore vi rende uno strumento della vostra pace. Dove ci odio, lasciarlo seminare l'amore. Dove ci è ferita, perdono, dove ci dubbio, fede, dove ci ispirazione, sperare, dove ci eneresa, Iluminar, sí, omitir la tristeza.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, telas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng bangaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isla ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitindig. Lumang ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
This year's theme, Pressing On with AANR Resilience in the New Normal, of the DOST-PCAARRD Anniversary Celebration entails the presence of two of the most resilient leaders of the DOST. First, here is the DOST Undersecretary for Research and Development, Rowena Cristina L. Guevara, to commence our program.
Department of Science and Technology Secretary Fortunato T de la Peña, DOST-PCAARRD Executive Director Dr. Reynaldo V. Guevara, officials, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to all of you. I am delighted to be welcoming you today as we commemorate and celebrate the 11th anniversary of the Department of Science and Technology Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development, or DOST-PCAARRD. It is a matter of great pride to have witnessed the Council growing and achieving greater heights since June 2011 after the consolidation of the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Forestry and Natural Resources Research and Development, or PCAARRD with a single A, and the Philippine Council for Aquatic and Marine Research and Development, or PCAMARD. The sectoral concerns of DOST-PCAARRD expanded to include the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources, or AANR sector, but it also, consequently, brought the needed strategic focus in harmonizing the agenda of a dynamic sector in Philippine society. We value the constant support of the National Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development Network, or NAARRDN, the regional consortia, and our ever-reliable international partners for ensuring that the technologies that we deliberately and purposefully develop and support reach the hands of our stakeholders and continue to contribute a holistic national development as tools and strategies to reduce poverty, address climate change and environmental degradation, and increase economic competitiveness, among others. We remain committed to such an endeavor together with our invaluable partners. Through these collaborations, we recognize that the OSTP card has started sowing the seeds of a more comprehensive S&T direction in the Philippines as well as in the regions. While we acknowledge the feast of science-based solutions that have been developed, we recognize that much still needs to be done. I believe that achieving a flourishing AANR will demand more dedication, teamwork, and government support in the coming years. Also, part of today's activity is the launching of PCAARRD's End of Term Report, a publication that reflects the noteworthy projects and programs, success stories, and significant partnerships of the DOST-PCAARRD under the administration of Secretary Fortunato T de la Peña. Some of these are related to the DOST-PCAARRD's initiatives on genomics, biotechnology, biodiversity, aquaculture, mechanization, policy and impact, technology transfer and commercialization, human resource and facilities development, Galing PCAARRD, international collaborations, and knowledge management. At this moment, allow me to recognize the tireless efforts of the organizers, the management and staff who have been working hard, even with multiple tasks and responsibilities, in order to make this event successful. Again, congratulations, DOST-PCAARRD. We carry with you the best wishes of the entire DOST family for a productive and fruitful anniversary celebration.
For the last 6 years, he has been the central force behind the leaps and bounds that the S&T sector has accomplished, as well as bringing science for the people. Now, a word from the father of DOST, Secretary Fortunato T de la Peña.
PCAARRD Executive Director Dr. Reynaldo V. Iborra, DOST officials, distinguished guests, partners, friends, and colleagues, good morning to all of you. Today, it is worth recalling the promising beginnings of PCAARRD when the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Forestry, and Natural Resources Research and Development, or PCAARRD, and the Philippine Council for Aquatic and Marine Research and Development, or PCAMARD, merged on June 22, 2011, under Executive Order number 366. As most of you may know, PCAARRD is grounded with a deep and rich history when it was first institutionalized in 1972 as the Philippine Council for Agricultural Research, or PCAAR. The name itself has undergone several alterations to reflect its dynamic relevance in the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources sector development. In its 11th year, PCAARRD remains deeply committed to providing relevant and responsive science and technology, or S&T, innovations through its leadership. Nowhere is it more evident than in the stories of our stakeholders and partners, particularly the research, development, and extension consortia, or the PCAARRD in the regions, the state universities and colleges, and private universities, research and development institutions, and local and international partners who have been PCAARRD's enduring collaborators all these years. When PCAARRD renewed its engagement with its regional consortia in 2015, I was certain that the Council was on the right track, as this partnership will ensure that PCAARRD's R&D programs are more relevant and suited to the needs of our regional stakeholders. Over the past 11 years, various technologies in agriculture, crops, livestock, forestry, marine, and inland aquatic resources were developed that we take pride in. One of these is the somatic embryogenesis technology, or CSET, which has led to the higher efficiency of coconut plant regeneration. Significant progress has also been obtained in PCAARRD's native animal R&D program, resulting in higher purity of breeds of native pigs and native chickens. Likewise, the different technologies developed under the SARAI program, PCAARRD's contribution to smarter agriculture, were also further validated and are now being deployed and adopted in the different regions with the participation of various local agencies. In the aquatic and marine sector, meanwhile, PCAARRD has continued placing a great deal of emphasis on bridging the gap between scientists and local fisherfolk through its initiatives on milkfish, tilapia, shrimp, mangrove crab, aquafids, mussels, oyster, seaweed, sea cucumber, and corals. Currently, the Council, PCAARRD, places significant importance on the conservation and sustainable utilization of biodiversity as part of its commitment to the natural resources sector. Valuable information has been obtained on terrestrial biodiversity concerning indigenous vegetables in the Philippines, conservation of native animals, ferns, bats, amphibians, microbials, and flora and fauna of key biodiversity areas. We aspire that these R&D outputs will drive continued economic growth through our robust technology transfer and promotion initiatives, as the knowledge, processes, and outputs from these technologies bring economic opportunities to the micro, small, and medium entrepreneurs. In the end, we also hope that these initiatives bridge the gap between our smallholder farmers and large-scale business enterprises. Moreover, we hope that these interventions contribute to the sustainability and resilience of the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources sector amidst the changing and unpredictable environment. While the past 11 years can be defined as a kaleidoscope of challenges and growth for PCAARRD, together we have shown that with collective efforts and dedication, our work can continue even in the most extreme circumstances. As we all know, the effects of COVID-19 did not spare the country's R&D mechanism, as several adjustments had to be made to comply with the government's health and safety protocols. Although the COVID-19 pandemic is primarily a public health concern, the restrictions it imposed had caused a significant impact on food security. This challenge, among others, depicts a clear message of the crucial work in R&D and extension that needs to be persistently pursued. In 2020, PCAARRD beefed up its efforts to quickly and effectively respond to the pandemic situation through the Galing PCAARRD contra COVID-19 program. Galing PCAARRD aims to offer food production technologies, products, and livelihood from the various R&Ds to improve the country's food security initiatives. The Pagkain at Kabuhayan sa Pamayanan component supported food production and livelihood projects such as Gulayan sa Pamayanan, Tilapia para sa Pamayanan, and Manok at Itlog para sa Pamayanan. The Gulayan sa Pamayanan project expanded to offer urban agriculture technologies such as enhanced potting preparation, solar-powered irrigation system, tower garden technologies, and simple nutrient addition program, hydroponics to provide livelihood and increase vegetable availability in urban areas. Anchored on the theme Picard at 11, pressing on with resilience in the AANR in the new normal, this event celebrates the hard work and dedication of all the men and women of Picard for marking its 11th anniversary on a high note. In light of the past year's challenges, this day celebrates the opportunities you have begun to explore together as a fortified council 11 years ago. At this point, I am excited as Picard weaves together its groundbreaking projects and technologies to the launching of Picard's end-of-term report. I hope that the stories featured in this publication will inspire our partners to further develop science-based outputs that will have a greater impact not just on its adopters but also on other key players on a much wider scope. We also look forward that these narratives will encourage potential adopters to follow suit. More importantly, may the accomplishments during this period challenge and inspire you to further break new ground in delivering S&T solutions for the AANR sector. Maraming salamat, DOST Picard. I would like to take this chance to thank you for the positive, enriching experience you have shared with me, not just since 2016 as a secretary in full support of your programs and activities, but even before in my various capacities within the DOST. I am keenly looking forward to witnessing the continuous achievements of your institution in the years to come. Happy anniversary!
From Tatak Picard to Galing Picard, here are two of the Council's leaders to present the outputs and accomplishments from various R&D and non-R&D programs in the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources sector conducted from 2016 to 2021.
Resilience is critical to the path toward success. In the case of DOST Picard, a resilient agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources, or AANR sector, is key to achieving economic growth, food security, and sustainable development. A resilient AANR sector entails strengthening institutions to effectively and efficiently deliver services and support to the National Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development Network, or NARDEN, and the Secretariat. DOST Picard strengthened its collaboration with the local and international partners to advance its programs on management and utilization of the results of R&D in the AANR sector. From 2015 to 2022, DOST Picard invested almost 5 billion pesos for R&D initiatives carried out by R&D institutions in the NARDEN. Today, let's look back to DOST Picard's R&D innovations and gains through our partnership, institution development, technology promotions, and human resource development programs in the past years. Most notable outputs of DOST Picard initiatives are technologies and smart apps on agricultural resources management, such as post-harvest technology, soil and nutrient management, biofertilizers and biopesticides, smart farming, disease surveillance, and climate change environment, and natural resources management. These technologies will help achieve higher agricultural productivity through improved efficiency and sustainable management of agricultural resources. For the crop sector, the Council supported the development of technologies aimed at improving yield, production, and product quality of rice, queen pineapple, coconut, mango, citrus, abaca, indigenous vegetables, tomato, sweet potato, and potato. These R&D outputs can help improve productivity through the development of pest and disease-resistant crops, reduce post-harvest handling and production losses, and consequently increase the income of farmers.
Nagkaroon po tayo ng inventaryo kung saan naitala ang 145 klase ng katutubong gulay. Ang impormasyon na nakalap ay inilagay sa isang searchable database na sa ngayon ay binubuo pa at nabanggit ni Director Iborra ng DOST-PCAARRD na ito ang Philippine Indigenous Vegetables Information System. Hangad nito na mas mapadali ang paghahanap ng impormasyon tungkol sa mga katutubong gulay.
DOST-PCAARRD's Biodiversity SNT program focus on resource assessments, development of new and existing technologies, and protocols on biodiversity conservation and management, and valuation of biodiversity resources, both in terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. It also supported the development of sustainable supply of commercially important forest vines for the production of handicrafts to generate income. The Council also pushed for the identification of promising varieties of cacao, development of production technologies for bamboo, and development and improvement of propagation techniques for rubber tree and industrial tree plantations. R&D efforts to optimize techniques for the available genetic resources for long-term breeding programs to expand tree plantation resources were also funded. The restoration of abandoned brackish water fish pond in the Philippines was also supported.
Marami po tayong mga kasamahan na nawalan po ng trabaho. Ito po yung tinatawag po nating mga displaced workers. At the same time, yung ating pong mga kapartners po dito sa bamboo project, yung ating pong mga bamboo growers which also serve as our clientele, ay mabibigyan din po ng pagkakataon na maging part po sila dito sa project na ito.
For the inland aquatic resources, efforts focus on the development of disease detection kits, breeding protocols, and alternative microalgae feed for shrimp, technologies and intervention to improve the supply of milkfish fry and mangrove crab production, aquafeed for improved growth performance of tilapia and milkfish. Other projects explored the aquaculture potential of Nauhan Lake Gobi or Biyang Puti to address its declining population, and the first successful ex situ captivity of the endangered tawilis.
Ayan, tawilis po, mga 1 buwan lang, 2 buwan, wala na. Pag dumating ng 3 ngayon, ang ulit-huli is 1 taon na huli. Doon lang po kami nakuha ng panghuli ng tawilis. Sa harvest, nakaka-6 na tilada, 7, pagkahong marami, pinakamataas ay 10. Yun lang po ang aming kinabubuhay ng aming salawan ng Taal.
Mula ng 10 years at saka yung pumutok ang bulkan, ay medyo mahina na ang panghuhuli dito sa lawa. Pag wala ang tawilis, ang talay hindi na lawa na mapagkunan ng panghanap buhay. Lalo kami malulungkot dahil nga yung panghanap buhay namin ay dyan lang sa pagtatawilis. Sana matulungan kami ng kung sino man may magandang loob na tumulong sa amin.
Livestock R&D focus on conservation and genetic improvement of native animals such as the itik pinas, native pigs, and native chicken. Swine productivity was improved through the DNA marker-aided selection technology, which is now being used by both commercial hybrid and native pig raisers. Quick, reliable, and cost-effective test kits for hog cholera and porcine epidemic diarrhea, as well as detection of African swine fever virus, were also developed. Balut bending machine and technologies for extending the shelf life of salted duck eggs and processing of salted duck egg powder were developed. R&D outputs also include Pag-asa, the very first calf locally produced through fixed-time embryo transfer technology. Halal-compliant products and practices for raising and processing goats were also developed.
Bakit nga ba natatangi ang itik Pinas? Ano bang pagkakaiba nito sa traditional layer ducks? Alamin natin kay Doc Sinan.
Ang itik Pinas ay naiiba sa ating traditional na layer ducks dahil ito ay mayroong tinatawag natin na uniformity and predictability in production performance, which makes them a good resource in building enterprises. Dahil sa predictability in production performance, yung mga gustong pumasok sa negosyo ay pwede na nilang ma-estimate kung magkano ang pwede nilang kitain sa pag-iitigan or pagpuproduce ng itlog ng itik kung itik Pinas ang kanilang gagamitin. Contrary doon sa traditional layer ducks natin na hindi natin maipipredict kung gaano kadami ang kanilang egg production, kaya hindi rin po natin mai-estimate or makukompute kung magkano yung ating potential income.
Ayan, ngayon alam na natin kung bakit maganda ang itik Pinas, lalo na sa pagninegosyo.
Marine R&D initiatives were in sustainable utilization, genomics, feeds, refinement of culture system, innovative management, and assessments. This include establishment of R&D center and development of quality cultivars, planting table, mechanical harvester, and drying system for seaweeds. Improvements on the production and culture technologies for sea cucumber and oyster. Improvements on feed efficiency conversion using microalgae, fermented feed additives for chicken. Conduct of national and regional benchmarks, assessment scales and baselines for management-oriented surveys, and development of coral reef assessment protocols, protection and conservation of giant clams, and utilization of marine fishery species in the production of protein hydrolysates.
We are happy to report that we have generated almost 400 DNA barcodes for marine fishes collected from northern Luzon and southern Mindanao. We have DNA barcodes that are new contribution to reference databases, which we believe are important, especially for a country that is known to have the highest marine shore fish diversity. Throughout the lifespan of our project, we have connected with one university and one government agency in northern Luzon, and we have 5 universities, 2 science high school, and 1 government agency in Mindanao. And by connection, we mean that we have previously signed MOAs for scientific collaborations in the form of training workshops for faculty members and research staff, internship program for senior high school students, and support for undergraduate thesis students in 2 universities. We are proud to say that even after the project duration, we are still actively communicating with all of our partners for future collaborations.
The Council ensures that the policy environment is conducive for SNT development and investment in the AANR sector. It formulated a policy framework for a resilient agricultural food supply chain during the pandemic. Establish the Socioeconomics Research and Data Analytics Centers in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Develop frameworks and approaches supporting the conduct of impact assessment studies and inclusive value chains. Simplified the regulatory system for the bamboo industry. Improve agricultural supply and value chain to address inefficiencies in production, marketing, and distribution, and enhance gender and development mainstreaming in AANR R&D.
Hindi na bago sa atin ang mga problemang dulot ng COVID-19 pandemic sa ating kalusugan, kabuhayan, edukasyon, ekonomiya, sari-saring negosyo at pati na rin sa sektor ng pagsasaka. Paano nga ba natin ito susolusyonan? Totoo nga na halos lahat ng ating problema sa pagsasaka ay nandiyan na bago pa man magkaroon ng pandemya. Lalo lamang lumala ang mga problemang ito ngayon. Sa paglaganap ng virus, mas kailangan nating patatagin ang sektor ng pagsasaka at likas na yaman. Resilient or matatag na food system. Ito ay ang tuloy-tuloy na food production, harvest at delivery. This can be achieved if we have an enabling policy environment. This means there should be holistic policies and plans from the local to national levels to implement actions and strategies. Therefore, we at DOST-PCAARRD develop a resilient agricultural food supply chain policy framework. Hindi na natin kailangang maghanap pa ng mga bagong gabay sa paggawa ng mga solusyon sa dati pa nating mga pinoproblema. Kailangan lang nating aralin, balikan, at gamitin ang policy framework sa pagsasagawa ng mga pananaliksik na magpapatatag ng ating food supply chain.
Linkages were continuously established and strengthened to enhance R&D results utilization activities to bring scientific information and technologies closer to the community for agricultural development. PCAARRD established Intellectual Property and Technology Business Management, or IPTBM, in selected SUCs and R&D institutes in the regions to intensify technology transfer and commercialization. Agri-Aqua Technology Business Incubators, or ATBIs, were also established across the country. Livelihood improvement through facilitated extension in conflict-vulnerable areas was implemented. Technology transfer modality called SciCat that features common farm tourism-related recreational activities while promoting mature AANR technologies from government-funded R&D was created. The Council contributed to disaster risk reduction and management in the AANR sector through the SAFE program. Showcase SNT interventions derived from R&D outputs of various institutions through the STCBFs and STC4ID, facilitated the deployment of hatchery and nursery system for a sustainable mangrove crop production, provided direct assistance to startups and spin-offs, and enhanced technology transfer and promotion initiatives through various platforms and strategies.
The LIFE model is based on 3 core strategies which emerge clearly from previous projects. First is providing farmers access to technical innovations. Farmers and their facilitators identify relevant training that can be tapped. These can include farmer-to-farmer field schools, local training programs, and cross-visits to other farms for inspiration. Second is building community social capital. At its heart, the LIFE model is community-based and builds on existing social capital. Expanded networks, increased trust and cooperation, and recognizing the vital role of women all contribute to more productive and harmonious communities. Third is collaborating closely with local institutional partners to build effective and sustainable partnerships. Linking farmers with local service providers such as LGUs, national agencies, education providers, and other institutions strengthens relationships that can sustain into the future. This creates a safer and more secure environment in which to work and build opportunities for all. The three strategies are considered to be equally important and are planned and delivered concurrently at all times.
A vibrant and resilient AANR sector is key to faster recovery from the ills brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. DOST-PCAARRD created the Good Agri-Aqua Livelihood Initiatives toward National Goals or Galing PCAARRD program to further strengthen and expand its strategies to address the prevailing concern of the AANR sector before and during the pandemic and now in the new normal. As we face the new normal, we will continue to advance significant innovations using science and technology towards abundant food production, profitable livelihood, and a resilient AANR sector.
In my mind, no one else can see. Maybe fate that will lose control. In circles around we go. We become who we ought to know. We just gotta let it go. We just gotta let it go. So I'm coming home to you. All behind, for it's you is where I want to be. Maybe it's fate that we can control. Over, round and around it goes, and all that we seem to know, we just gotta let it go. We just gotta let it go. yo. I found a way, 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 yo. So I'm coming home to you. You're all I need, by the air I breathe. You are coming home to you. And all I need, by the air I breathe. You are home.
For this year's PCAARRD 11th anniversary, we celebrate our efforts moving forward in achieving a resilient AANR in the new normal. Complementing our R&D gains and innovations, we are proud to share our R&D support programs and S&T management interventions that have catalyzed AANR sector development through human resource capacity and institution building, regional and international collaborations, and good governance. In the last term, PCAARRD fully operationalized the DOST-PCAARRD Innovation and Technology Center, or DPITC, which was established in March 2016. DPITC allowed the intensification of efforts on technology transfer by serving as a one-stop information service shop to present, promote, and commercialize S&T products to enhance the innovation system in the ANR sector. DPITC forged strategic partnerships with local and international organizations which supported various S&T activities. During this period, PCAARRD was able to reach thousands of individuals composed of researchers, students, LGU officials, and other policymakers, entrepreneurs, and other beneficiaries, and other stakeholders. In a nutshell, DPITC enhances the chances of a given technology to be adopted by our intended clients, be they researchers, overseas Filipino workers, private businesses, among others. DPITC provides networking, strategic partnership, and technology business services such as IP management, valuation, market matching, and licensing. We envision DPITC programs and services as the relevant approach in capacitating inventors, innovators, and entrepreneurs, nurturing agribusiness enterprises, generating jobs, and strategic partnerships with investors. The Council is greatly committed to contribute to the increase of scientists and technology practitioners in the country's ANR sector. Over the past years, PCAARRD initiated innumerable programs to help ramp up the R&D capacity of Narden researchers, PCAARRD staff, and other stakeholders in a wide range of highly specialized fields in the ANR, as well as R&D and STI management skills. The Council places equal importance in enhancing the competency of its workforce through both advanced degree and non-degree programs. For graduate students from member institutions of the network, our thesis and dissertation assistance program provided research augmentation funds in the crops, livestock, aquatic, forestry, and natural resources sectors. The Publication Incentives Program recognized and rewarded Narden researchers and scholars who published their research results in reputable, local, refereed, and international journals. In our Graduate Research and Education Assistantship for Technology, or GRADE program, masteral and doctoral scholars are given end-to-end financial and technical support to accelerate the completion of their degree programs, publish from their theses, and implement their own re-entry projects. Our non-degree trainings strengthen the competencies of researchers, R&D managers, and scholars in the implementation and management of S&T initiatives through strategically identified enhancement courses. At the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Council developed its own online training platform, the PCAARRD Advanced Learning Management System, or PALMS, as an adaptive measure to conduct non-degree training courses previously done face-to-face. PALMS now provides both synchronous and asynchronous training modules. In addition, attendees who are licensed professional agriculturists earned CPD points for the renewal of their licenses. PCAARRD also helped in strengthening the capabilities of R&D and higher education institutions through the Balik Scientist Program, or BSP, which sponsors a select group of foreign-based Filipino experts to return home to share their science and research expertise. In attaining global competitiveness in S&T through strategic and sustainable R&D, the Council's Institution Development Program helps the partner institutions to upgrade and improve their R&D facilities to enhance the generation and delivery of innovative AANR products and services. Over the 6-year period, the Council invested a total of almost 678 million pesos for facilities improvement through 89 projects spearheaded by 42 institutions across all the regions in the Philippines. DOST-PCAARRD's support to facilities development are highly distributed on various sectors under the AANR, such as agricultural resources management, crops, livestock, inland aquatic, marine resources, forestry and environment, technology transfer, socioeconomics, and ICT infrastructure. Through the years, the regional R&D consortia have continued to play a vital role in implementing DOST-PCAARRD's banner programs and services in the AANR sector. They also facilitate the effective and efficient delivery of appropriate S&T interventions across the country. The DOST-PCAARRD Consortium mechanism is a time-tested platform for regional collaboration in S&T planning, R&D coordination, project implementation, monitoring and evaluation, and resource sharing to catalyze the development of the AANR sector. In the last administration, we intensified our engagement with 15 regional consortia through the implementation of the Regional Collaborative Program. Policy-related initiatives of our consortia have also contributed to the regional growth and development and provided necessary information for planning and sustainable natural resource management. In grateful recognition of the significant contributions of our regional consortia in improving the R&D management system and creating positive impacts in the regions, we revived the prestigious Ugnay Award in 2020. The Ugnay Award encourages consortia to shift their efforts to a higher gear, thus hastening the realization of our regional and national R&D goals in the AANR sector. Guided by its mandate on generating external resources for R&D initiatives, the Council has sustained its active international partnerships and benefited from numerous joint R&D capacity building activities in the last 6 years. Our international linkages in addressing S&T-laden global challenges augmented the implementation of our national R&D systems, programs and projects, and other multilateral activities. PCAARRD engaged a total of 15 international scientific partnerships from different parts of the world. Linkages at the international level had also facilitated 52 joint R&D projects and activities supported through bilateral and multilateral funding in 11 countries. Furthermore, the Global Technology and Information Search missions provided opportunities for the DOST-PCAARRD staff, ISP managers, and NARDEN researchers to explore new technologies, innovations, practices, approaches, and information from international partners that could be adopted locally. Inherently critical to the success of PCAARRD over the years is its Knowledge Management System, or KM. KM is the generation, capture, transformation, sharing, and application of S&T knowledge to enhance innovation in the AANR sector and streamline partner, stakeholder, and client access to these knowledge products and services. In the last term, PCAARRD mainstreamed its knowledge management program in the AANR network to facilitate knowledge sharing and innovation internally among PCAARRD units and expanded the KM system to the 15 regional consortia, the NARDEN, and other partners. Despite the pandemic, DOST-PCAARRD, its consortia, and the NARDEN have published, disseminated diverse exemplary books, leaflets, brochures, non-traditional IEC, and promotional materials on technologies and information in the AANR sector to clients from its regular mailing list and patrons from the DOST-PCAARRD e-library. Garnered significant media value from its public and media relations activities, and adopted the integrated marketing communication approach to consolidate its communication efforts. The Council also launched a great number of science communication and technology promotion campaigns on Facebook and YouTube by partnering with several prominent celebrity endorsers. Over the last years, new and innovative ICT solutions for R&D systems, administrative systems, and web-based services were developed, upgraded, and automated to streamline workflows in the agency and to facilitate information exchange and knowledge management with its partners, clients, and beneficiaries. Specialized adaptive systems were also set up, which allowed staff functions to be facilitated through remote access of internal communications and office files, even while working from home during the height of the pandemic. Lastly, we are honored that DOST-PCAARRD pursued greater heights in organizational management and received several recognitions. The Council attained maturity levels 1 and 2 of the Enhanced Program on Meritocracy and Excellence in Human Resource Management, or PRIME HRM, in all 4 HR systems, hence authorizing the Council to take final actions on the issuance of its own appointments. In the past 6 years, the DOST-PCAARRD has continuously maintained its ISO 9001-2015 Quality Management System certification, a manifestation that the Council has consistently demonstrated its capacity to deliver quality government service and products that satisfy the customer and regulatory requirements. Noteworthily, the Council has also been recognized through various prestigious awards such as the 2021 Civil Service Commission Pag-asa Team Award for the PCAARRD's Technology Commercialization Team and the 2021 Freedom of Information Rising Star Award. PCAARRD Executive Director Dr. Guevara also received the 2022 June S. Moon Distinguished International Alumni Award from Michigan State University. Encompassing all the banner programs of the Council, the Galing PCAARRD will remain PCAARRD's flagship program to address the needs of the regions in food security, production, livelihood, and distribution through S&T-based solutions. Now that we are in the new normal, DOST-PCAARRD will continue advancing in clinching a resilient AANR sector by providing strategic leadership in promoting S&T as a platform for AANR products innovation and environment adaptability. DOST-PCAARRD will further scale up and intensify its commitment to better address the needs of the AANR sector.
The Science for the Convergence of Agriculture and Tourism, or SciCat, is one of PCAARRD's technology platforms which seeks to improve productivity and sustainable practices while showcasing beauty and attraction of AANR farms. Today, PCAARRD launches a guidebook on SciCat farm planning. This SciCat guidebook on farm planning was published in collaboration with the University of the Philippines Institute for Small-Scale Industries. Here's a glimpse of the book.
The Philippine archipelago boasts an abundance of wildlife, extensive natural resources, and pristine life support systems in land, water, and air. In the field of agriculture, our farmers have been relentless in providing food for the Filipino families and have managed to utilize various farming techniques that are suited to their local conditions. However, there's a long way to go for the Philippines to truly maximize its potential in the field of agriculture and tourism. Recognizing these irrefutable realities, the Republic Act 10816, or known as the Farm Tourism Development Act of 2016, came into fruition. This law recognizes that tourism, paired with accessible and quality agriculture extension services and assistance, will make an upsurge in the country's agriculture and tourism performance. Together with its institutional partners, the Science for the Convergence of Agriculture and Tourism, or SciCat project, is the concrete expression of the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development's commitment to the realization of the provisions as enshrined in RA 10816, which will then lead to maximizing the agricultural and tourism potentials of the country. The SciCat project is the pioneer in the country to offer the most comprehensive support programs for startups in the field of agritourism entrepreneurship. Additionally, what makes the SciCat Farm Enterprise Planning unique is that it offers an opportunity for farm enterprises to plan their own agritourism farms. First, through examining the viability of transforming the farm into an agritourism enterprise through risk assessment and feasibility studies. Second, by introducing the concept of carrying capacity, where the farm sites will determine the maximum number of individuals, equipment, and vehicles that the farm can suitably accommodate at any given time. Lastly, by developing a master plan which will serve as a layout of the surroundings and amenities at the agritourism destination. The 7 steps found in the guidebook offer both planning, designing, and sustainability dimensions of entrepreneurship. The said manual also creates a strong foundation in the generation of knowledge and sharing of best practices in the field of agritourism in the country. There is no doubt that this initiative will propel our agritourism performance forward when the farm sites have intentionally adopted and integrated these steps into their day-to-day operations. These noble aspirations will allow the Philippines to gain global attention where people will see and experience firsthand the beauty of our country, the SICAD way.
Today, DOST-PCAARRD recognizes DOST Undersecretary for R&D Rowena Cristina L. Guevara for her steadfast support and guidance to DOST-PCAARRD's R&D interventions in the AANR sector, as well as the Council's technology transfer initiatives to make sure that R&D breakthroughs reach the target beneficiaries including farmers, fisherfolk, agripreneurs, and other key industry stakeholders.
Thank you for this recognition, DOST-PCAAARRD. 6 years came in a blink of an eye. Ever since I became the Undersecretary for Research and Development, I have been afforded overwhelming opportunities and responsibilities in the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources, or AANR, research and development. And during those times, DOST-PCAARRD was steadfast in its commitment to providing S&T leadership in the AANR sector. The establishment of the Agri-Aqua NICERs, or niche centers in the regions for R&D, and the early returns in our investments in these NICERs was made possible by investments of DOST-PCAARRD in state universities and colleges and higher education institutions all over the country. The DOST-PCAARRD Innovation and Technology Center and the Agri-Aqua Technology Business Incubators are the conveyors of products, processes, services, and technologies from the laboratory to the market. We are nearing a tipping point and will soon have an avalanche of technology transfer for the AANR sector. For all these things and all the other fun memories in between, I am grateful that I have been given the chance to work with the DOST-PCAARRD family. I look forward to working with you wherever our paths cross again in the future. Magandang agham po sa ating lahat.
Yusik Yeb is a very strong and firm leader and a very clear vision for what she would like to do for DOST.
Yusik Yeb, to me, is a strategic leader, an efficient leader, and she follows through her the vision that she has and what she wants to accomplish.
As a change leader, Yusek Yeb is very effective and very efficient.
Nahirapan tuloy ito, Jopel.
Interesting memories I had with her is when she presides over meetings. She is decisive. She gets to the point, and she felt by all the members of the governing council and proponent during the governing council.
Sige, isipin ko muna.
So I have a lot of good memories with Yusek Yeb, but the most memorable to me is still that when we were in the APEC summit in 2015, and she admitted to me that she cannot tell the difference between a cow and a carabao. But she also told me if we're talking about machines, she would know all about it. But when it comes to animals and livestock, she has a lot to learn.
Yeah. One of the good memories that they have with Yusik Geb is during the Picard nomination to the CSC Pagasa Award. I was reminded by Yusik Geb several times through Viber messages and text to complete the requirements. And we really appreciate that because ultimately we were able to get the award.
Thank you very much, Yusik Geb, for being a very effective change leader. First of all, you've changed me, and I am witness to all of the changes in the programs of DOST and even PCAARRD that were inspired by your leadership.
Thank you very much, Yusik Geb, for all your support to PCAARRD, especially to our technology transfer initiatives. And at the same time, for inspiring our people to work hard and be able to attain most of the objectives of the different projects that we have implemented.
Thank you, Yusik Geb, for providing leadership initiatives to improve, especially for the research and development sector. We look forward to working with you again in the future, hopefully, in behalf of the research and development sector of PCAARRD. We wish you warm congratulations.
Maraming salamat, Yusik Geb, at congratulations.
DOST-PCAARRD also honors DOST Secretary Fortunato T de la Peña for his unwavering confidence and support to PCAARRD's S&T policies, plans, programs, and projects in the AANR sector. Secretary de la Peña provided direction to ensure relevance and sustainability of the Council's efforts in addressing critical issues and exigencies in the AANR sector.
Thank you for this recognition, PCAARRD. My deepest appreciation to Dr. Reynaldo V. Iborra, the rest of the PCAARRD Directors Council, and all the dedicated and brilliant PCAARRD staff and partners who have embraced my journey as the DOST Secretary since day one. As I prepare to embark on a new chapter, I thank everyone in PCAARRD for whatever capacity you have shared in the accomplishments and ongoing progress of DOST. It has been a privilege and honor to be working with an agency that has constantly demonstrated what it means to put excellence on its craft even before I was appointed in this position. My job could have been much more challenging if it was not for your support and trust. As I conclude my term, please know that my achievements have been greatly shaped by the 6 beautiful years that we shared, and for that I am truly grateful. Thank you for the confidence that you have placed in me to serve in this position. I wish you wellness as you continue on this journey. Let us keep in touch. Maraming salamat po.
PCAARRD is also launching two special publications in one that offers a collection of top accomplishments of its R&D and non-R&D programs in the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources sector conducted within the last 6 years. This publication is branded as GALING, an acronym for Good Agri-Aqua Livelihood Initiatives Towards National Goals. The Filipino words galing also means excellence and galing means from. This publication is the Council's offering to its clientele and beneficiaries. Indeed, these are the Tatak Galing, Galing PCAARRD. We are now about to conclude today's celebration. To end our program, here's a message from DOST-PCAARRD's Deputy Executive Director for R&D, Dr. Feliciano G. Calora Jr.
We've reached the culminating point of this wonderful event, the celebration of DOST-PCAARRD's leadership in the agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources, or AANR sector. Today, we celebrated our triumphs in the pursuit of our visions and goals for a sustainable and resilient AANR sector and our unwavering support and cooperation through the years with different key strategic players in the AANR sector. On behalf of PCAARRD, I would like to thank everyone who shared this momentous event with us. Friends, stakeholders, partners from our research, development, and extension consortia, state universities and colleges, and private universities, research development institutions, and local and international partners, thank you for being part of our journey. I would like to acknowledge the people behind the success of this event. Our Executive Director, Dr. Reynaldo Ebora, Deputy Executive Director for Administration, Resource Management, and Support Services, Dr. Melvin Carlos, and our Directorate and staff. To our DOST Secretary Fortunato T and Undersecretary for Research and Development, Rowena Cristina Guevara, your leadership motivated us to accomplish our achievements. PCAARRD's commitment to facilitate relevant and responsive science and technology innovations for the AANR sector is our way to sustain our excellence and provide the best service to the Filipino people. Thank you and have a good day.
Today's event may end, but the celebration continues as DOST-PCAARRD marks its golden anniversary this November. Join us as we look back to the fruitful 50 years of excellence in the AANR sector.